The Okavango Delta, the largest inland delta in the entire world. It's an oasis in the dry savanna teeming with wildlife, with over 750 animal species and over 1,000 types of plants. Here, nature is brutal and exotic. It can be colorful. It can be majestic. It can be fierce. Or downright terrifying. A basin the size of Florida with 2.5 trillion gallons of water. This is the Okavango. From Nashville, the Delta is a difficult place to reach. Traveling 43 straight hours on 5 flights of over 10,000 total miles, we finally arrived at a tiny airstrip in a remote area. A protected region of massive creatures and endangered species, Botswana contains the world's most extensive cheetah population, often passing through this land. The Okavango Delta boasts the largest elephant population in Africa, the second largest zebra migration in the world, and the largest hippo population on the planet. And we've come halfway around the world to see it. Botswana is a wild place where nature is allowed to flourish unbounded, where the threat of drought, carnivorous predators, and territorial animal packs are a constant threat. Even the trees are predatory. The Tambati tree is highly toxic to humans, and one drop of its milk would cause permanent blindness. The strangler fig is a parasitic plant, enveloping other trees and choking them to death.
So in this camp in Botswana, we have only 9 total tents. We're in one of those, of course, right on the water. And it's so dangerous after sundown. There could be lions in the camp. There could be leopards. There could be all kinds of bad animals that will kill us. So you have to have a private guide to walk you from the dining area, maybe a 5-minute walk this way, back to the tent. I mean, even if you have to walk 100 feet, you have to have a private guide with you. There's an electric fence that surrounds the camp here to keep out only one thing: elephants, because they're really dangerous and they can knock over an entire tent and kill all the people. So this keeps the elephants out. It does nothing to keep out the lions, the hyenas, the leopards, anything else. Everything else can just walk right in. This is also about a 6-hour drive to the nearest tiny village. So you want to talk about middle of nowhere on this entire planet of ours? This is middle of nowhere.
Wildlife was observable without even leaving our tent. From basking lizards and native woodpeckers looking for insects, to giant fruit bats, and a tiny scops owl taking naps by day. By night, the bats come alive. Hippos graze outside the tent. And a shy feline the size of a house cat comes to visit, a spotted genet with a 2.5-foot long tail. They spend their nights dining on bugs and snakes, excellent pest control in the Delta. But we didn't come here to sit around camp. So every day for 6 to 8 hours, we scour the savannah with a guide and a tracker through a maze of unmarked dirt roads, searching for the exotic wildlife we came to see. With off-road vehicles, sometimes the path we take isn't a path at all, and obstacles range from innocuous distractions to the incredibly daunting. The open-air jeeps offer little protection from predators, so waterways that hide deadly crocodiles and hippos, and foliage that conceals stealthy felines, must be carefully monitored. Safari jeeps are never fully safe. What makes the Okavango Delta rare is that it's one of the few systems in the world that doesn't drain into the ocean. Seasonal flooding trickles from neighboring Angola into this massive, flat region and simply evaporates over time. While the delta itself is the size of Florida, the entire Kalahari Basin that channels this water from the north is a depression in the earth larger than the entire country of France. This desert oasis supports over 500 bird species, including the endangered southern ground hornbill, with fewer than 2,000 left on the entire planet. Giant birds include the 5-foot-tall marabou stork, capable of eating a baby antelope, and the wattled cranes that tower at 6 feet tall. With over 10.4 billion tons of water and well over 1,000 types of plants. Botswana is home to 130,000 elephants, 1/6 of the world's elephant population. In the Delta alone, there are 18,000 of them, the largest concentration in Africa. A mother warthog teaches her offspring how to find huckleberries. But while life constantly abounds in this harsh environment, so does death. The skeleton of a baby hippo killed by lions, a decaying crocodile taken by drought, the remains of an elephant stricken by disease, and a mighty adult buffalo that was no match for a pride of lions. With the 4 largest land animals in the world and 3 of the 6 biggest felines on Earth, every animal must remain alert. But nothing can prepare you for the first time you see the world's largest land animal in person, the African elephant, weighing up to 12 tons. These giants of Africa walk up to 30 miles a day, eating 350 pounds of vegetation in 18 hours. They raise their young for 16 years. After getting too close, the mother belts out a warning, echoed by the matriarch grandmother. Angering an animal that kills up to 500 people a year is best avoided. Leopards are solitary hunters, endangered species that are elusive and highly intelligent. This female is average-sized at 70 pounds of pure muscle, while males average 115 pounds. Her spots assist in camouflage, but that doesn't stop the keen-eyed monkeys from barking their warning calls. Far bigger than leopards, the female lions of southern Africa average nearly 300 pounds, while males average over 450. The Delta features the largest lions in the world. With almost 60% of their weight coming from muscle, these are the most muscular mammals on Earth. Females in the same pride will synchronize their reproductive cycles, which allows cubs to nurse from any female, not just their biological mothers. And the leader of this pride can smell that one of his females is an estrus. She separates herself from the other females, and the male instinctively follows. With only 3,000 lions left in Botswana and 36,000 worldwide, it's vital that these endangered cats reproduce. Each pair will mate 50 to 100 times per day for 4 days straight, an exhausting process to ensure fertilization is successful. As a reminder of Africa's harsh reality, a female ostrich stands alone after suffering a foot injury. Typically in flocks of 10, They're never solitary because of safety concerns. But she can't keep up with her family. Like any injured animal in the Delta, she's easy prey and will be eaten by sundown. This is one of the rarest felines in the world, yet another endangered animal of the Okavango Delta. Little more than 6,000 cheetahs remain in the world. As solitary individuals, they defend up to 30 square miles. Animals scatter because the cheetah is well known as the fastest runner in the animal kingdom. While lions use strength and leopards use ambush, this killer uses pure speed. The monkey's warning chirps are making the impalas restless. And the large kudu start barking their own warning calls. Cheetahs can accelerate from 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds, as fast as a Lamborghini. While impalas and kudu are among the fastest animals on Earth, they can't escape a cheetah within 110 yards. The red lechwe are the most agile antelopes in water, but they're very slow on land. As the impalas start barking too, the cheetah has homed in on a lone lechwe. Nervous impalas continue their warnings, and the lechwe searches desperately for the danger. As she runs out of our view, the death sounds of an animal make it clear she's been successful. It's the red lechwe, easily twice the cheetah's weight, and she's careful not to rip open the stomach, which sends a strong smell picked up by hyenas miles away. But they aren't the only thieves of a feline kill. A few jackals have almost instantly materialized, which has the cheetah on guard. But it takes a much larger group of these canines to scare a cheetah. So they begin calling in reinforcements, while the cheetah desperately drags her kill to a hiding spot. But it's too late. Despite her precautions, hyenas have picked up the scent. These pack animals are gathering. The cheetah will rest after expending so much energy on a kill, and then eat as much as she can before the hyenas arrive. The hyena's call is likely the eeriest in the animal kingdom. It's the following morning, and the animal hierarchy in the Delta will be on full display. A leopard has killed an impala at dawn, but a hyena has stolen her kill, taking only a few bites before losing out to a more dominant predator. The lion is at the top of the food chain here, the apex predator. And the smell of flesh has lured him out of the woods. While hyenas will steal food from just about any feline, like the leopard, they won't challenge a lion unless they have a much larger group, and this one is all alone. The lion bolts forth to scare off the competition, revealing a severe limp, an injury from a fight with another lion. The hyena quickly retreats. This lion is very hungry, unable to hunt in his current condition. His only option is to steal food until his injury heals. Meanwhile, the female leopard hides in the treetops where she'll be safe. They typically bring their kills with them, since hyenas can't climb trees, but there wasn't enough time on this occasion. The lion is one of the few animals in the Delta that won't be killed just because it's incapacitated. Lions are still too fierce to be attacked. He will eventually recuperate. Rather than leaving the scene of the crime, he seems to be keenly interested in the leopard. It seems to be stalking his fellow feline, but lions don't eat leopards. He smells impala and thinks the leopard has smuggled some of the kill up high. The lion is confused, not realizing the clever hyena quickly buried some of the impala's remains underwater, eventually giving up. Deep scars on the lion's muscular back are more evidence of a lost fight. With 15 bucket list items on this trip, we've accomplished 2 of the top 5. Seeing an endangered rhino in the wild remains the utmost priority, an animal that no longer inhabits Botswana. So we're heading off to South Africa for our second safari, a great place for rhinoceros viewing. We still haven't seen large elephant herds of more than 10, but the second column is looking good. And the last column is fully complete. With 4 major goals remaining, we leave the Okavango Delta behind.